Hello, welcome to my allotment update. It's early September and this little video is going to be about what's worked, what hasn't worked, and some brief plans about how I'm going to do it better next year. So let's get started. So this little wildflower patch did fairly well. I was really pleased to get something along this under this hedge because it's very dry, and it's kept the grand elder back. In the winter I want to take this fence out, which means I'll be able to dig out a lot of the grand elder, and then next year I think I might put some of my lavenders along here, and just see what grows, because a lot of these wildflowers will self-seed, and I'm going to try and get this hedge down a bit more than this so that it's easier for me to do. It's a little bit tall at the moment. I need to get my sons to see if they can help me with this one. Right, so the first thing I want to change here, this is my soft fruits, and this is my dead hedge, which I'm using as a climbing frame for beans and sweet peas. So this bit here is all going to be a fruit cage, so I need some more soft fruits, and I'm going to use hazel, like thin branches, and pigeon net over it, but I want to make it look quite natural. And then maybe up this side here, grow my beans, because most of the sun comes from the direction we're pointing in, and behind me is where the sun comes from when it's really hot in the middle of summer, which would be perfect for the beans. It'll be nice to protect some of the soft fruit bushes as well, because it'll just help keep the moisture and then just make it a little bit better. So another thing that I've had to do is I've had to remake the fronts of these compost bays, because I didn't quite get these H shapes right, and I used screws and I should have used nails because they go in a lot better. So this is kind of what I'm doing at the minute. This is all wood that I'm going to use, and wood that I will probably chop up and use in the chimney for over winter when I want to do some cooking on here or keep warm, have family down or friends for a beer of an evening or something like that. It's lovely to come down in all year round. This bed here was mainly hollyhock, gladioli. The jasmine's looking really beautiful, so I need to make more room for the jasmine, and I'm going to extend this whole bed along here and just make this a perennial bed and really give space to that jasmine to climb all along here, and probably grow quite a lot of morning glory up there instead, because it twines. And yeah, I'll be moving my mallow and quite a lot of my perennials along here, the taller perennials. It's an easy bed to keep damp because it's right near the water butts. So I'll also be moving this water butt a little bit further towards the horseradish, and dig up a little bit of a horseradish because it's really vigorous, and I don't want it taking over. Along here, I really haven't had much food, which has really annoyed me because I really need it. So along here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making 2 long raised beds along here, in that orientation, with a path between them so I can get to them. And I'll do like proper rows of stuff and really concentrate next year on getting my crop rotation and succession planting and everything a lot better, which means that this bed here will be coming out because this whole area is going to be the two raised beds along there. I'm going to use scaffolding poles and really build it up. I've got some lovely compost in my compost bay to fill them up with. So I'll need to move my lavenders, and I think once I've taken that fence out of the hedge, I'll probably just space the lavenders along there, and that'll be lovely for the pollinators and the smell. And yeah, it's quite dry under the hedge, so once the plants are established, I don't need to worry too much, because all I really need to do is just keep the ground elder in check. And also when I'm tidying up the hedge, the lavender will not get damaged by all the hedge cuttings because it's pretty strong. So that's a consideration as well, to not put too gentle plants right by your hedge, because when you do your hedges, it's really hard not to damage it. Along here I need to dig up some of the hops because it's got a little bit vigorous, and I need to decide where I actually want it to shade, although it's absolutely gorgeous. Here it's very difficult to keep it in check though, on this pergola. The pergola's not really made for weight on it, so unless I really strengthen it, I'm going to have to think really carefully about what to do with the hops. But obviously I do need shade here, and it's a really useful place to grow. So the hops are just starting to flower. I don't know if you can see, just starting to come out. Absolutely gorgeous. Bees are going to absolutely go mad for it. So yeah, my pond, the lowest part is this part here, this side here, and I actually need the lowest bit to be along there, so I'm going to be raising this edge here, so that when the pond overflows it actually waters those plants along there. So I'm going to be putting more pond and boggy kind of plants along there. So I'll be moving some of these. I'll be moving this bergamot, and yeah, and then just get some yellow loose strife, and yeah, some more sort of native pond plants along here. And this bed's done pretty badly. It's really dry and it doesn't drain